So let me get this straight. Roman Reigns spent years telling us he was the head of the table, the tribal chief, the one who demands respect and loyalty from everyone around him. He made his family kneel before him. He made champions bow down. He destroyed friendships and crushed anyone who dared question his authority. And now, when the tables have turned, when his own blood has stabbed him in the back, where is he? Silent. Nowhere to be found. But you know who's not staying quiet? Seth freaking Rollins. And what he just said about Roman's situation is about to shake the entire WWE Universe to its core. Before we dive into Seth's explosive message, let me ask you something. How many of you actually saw Vision's betrayal coming? Drop your answer in the comments right now. Were you shocked, or did you predict this civil war within the bloodline from a mile away? Let's see who the real wrestling detectives are in the Wrestling Zone insider community. Now, let's talk about what just happened. Vision, the man who was supposed to stand by Roman Reigns through thick and thin, just delivered one of the most shocking betrayals we've seen in recent WWE history. This wasn't just a simple turn. This was calculated. This was personal. This was years of frustration boiling over into one devastating moment that left Roman Reigns laid out in the middle of the ring. The look on Roman's face said it all. The tribal chief had been dethroned by his own family. The very foundation he built his empire on just crumbled beneath his feet. And while Roman has been licking his wounds, trying to figure out how to respond to this nuclear explosion within his own ranks, guess who decided to make his presence felt? The architect himself, the revolutionary, the visionary, Seth Rollins. Seth didn't waste any time cutting through the noise. He took to social media and later addressed the WWE Universe directly, and his message was clear, calculated, and absolutely brutal. Seth said, and I quote, "Roman, you spent years telling everyone that loyalty is everything. You destroyed me. You destroyed Dean. You manipulated G. You controlled Jimmy. You used Paul Heyman like a puppet. And for what? So you could sit on a throne built on fear and manipulation? Well, guess what happens when you rule through fear? Eventually, everyone gets tired of being afraid. Eventually, they fight back. Vision just did what I should have finished years ago. Let that sink in. Seth Rollins just validated Vision's betrayal while simultaneously reminding everyone that he was the first person to see through Roman's manipulation. Remember when Seth stood across the ring from Roman and told him he was becoming everything they fought against during the Shield days? Remember when Seth warned the WWE Universe that Roman's ego would be his downfall? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins was right all along. But Seth didn't stop there. Oh no. He continued his assault on Roman's legacy with even more fire. He said, "Roman, you and I have unfinished business. We've been circling each other for over a decade. We've been brothers, enemies, and everything in between. But there's one thing that's never changed. Deep down, you know that when I'm at my best, I'm better than you. You've had your run. You've had your moment. You've been the tribal chief. But now it's time for you to acknowledge something else. It's time for you to acknowledge that the architect built the blueprint you've been following, and I can tear it all down whenever I want. Now, before we go any further, we have a quick request for you. We are constantly working to improve our content to earn your love and support. That's why we would truly appreciate it if you could take a moment to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss an update here on Wrestling Zone Insider. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next in this story. Here's where things get really interesting. Seth's message wasn't just about rubbing salt in Roman's wounds. It was strategic. It was calculated. Seth is positioning himself as the one person who truly understands Roman Reigns. He's not just another challenger stepping up to face the tribal chief. He's the man who knows Roman's weaknesses better than anyone else because they came up together. They built the Shield together. They destroyed the Shield together. They know each other's moves, each other's psychology, each other's breaking points. And right now, with Roman at his most vulnerable, with his family fractured and his empire crumbling, Seth Rollins is standing there like a vulture ready to pick at the remains. But here's the question that everyone needs to answer in the comments. Do you think Seth is justified in taking shots at Roman right now, or is he just being opportunistic, kicking a man while he's down? I want to see your honest opinions down below. The timing of Seth's message cannot be ignored. Roman Reigns is dealing with the biggest crisis of his career. The bloodline, the faction that made him unstoppable for over 3 years, is imploding from within. Vision's betrayal isn't just a personal attack. It's a symbol. It represents everything that was wrong with Roman's leadership. He demanded loyalty but never gave it back. He expected sacrifice but never sacrificed himself. He wanted his family to bleed for him but would throw them under the bus the second it benefited his reign. Seth sees this. Seth understands this. And Seth is using this moment to remind everyone that he warned us about this years ago. Back when Roman started his tribal chief run, Seth was one of the few superstars who openly questioned it. While everyone else was falling in line, Seth was standing his ground, telling Roman that you can't rule through intimidation forever. And now, in the aftermath of Vision's betrayal, those words have never been more prophetic. But let's talk about what this means going forward, because Seth Rollins didn't just deliver a message, he issued a challenge. He's essentially putting Roman on notice that whenever Roman decides to return, whenever Roman decides to rebuild and come back for revenge against Vision, Seth will be waiting in the shadows, ready to strike. This isn't about choosing sides in the bloodline civil war. This is about Seth positioning himself as the ultimate opportunist, ready to capitalize on Roman's weakness. And you know what makes this even more compelling? Seth has every right to feel this way. Think about what Roman did to Seth over the years. Roman cost Seth championships. Roman attacked Seth when he was already injured. Roman tried to end Seth's career multiple times. So why should Seth show Roman any mercy now? Why should Seth sit back and watch quietly while Roman deals with his family drama? In Seth's mind, this is poetic justice. This is karma finally catching up to the tribal chief. Here's another trivia question for you. Out of all their matches over the years, which Seth Rollins vs Roman Reigns match was the best? Was it their WWE title match? Their Universal Championship battles? Or maybe one of their Shield triple threat matches with Dean Ambrose? Let me know in the comments which one you think was their greatest clash. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. What is Roman going to do about this? We know Roman Reigns. We know that he doesn't take disrespect lightly. We know that when someone challenges him, he responds with overwhelming force. But right now, Roman is dealing with multiple enemies on multiple fronts. He has to handle Vision's betrayal. He has to deal with the fracturing of his family. And now, he has Seth Rollins circling like a shark smelling blood in the water. The question becomes, who does Roman prioritize? Does he go after Vision first to send a message that betrayal has consequences? Or does he acknowledge Seth's challenge and settle their unfinished business once and for all? Either way, Roman is in a position he's never been in before. He's vulnerable, he's exposed, and for the first time in years, he's not the hunter, he's the hunted. Seth's message also reignites one of the most compelling rivalries in WWE history. These two men have been intertwined since the beginning of their careers. They debuted together, they dominated together. They destroyed each other, and through it all, there's always been this underlying tension about who is truly the better superstar. Roman has had the longer championship reigns. He's had the bigger moments. But Seth has always been the more versatile, the more innovative, the more unpredictable force. This is why Seth's message hits so hard. It's not just trash talk, it's the truth wrapped in a challenge. Seth is essentially telling Roman, you had your moment. You had your time. But deep down, you know that I'm the one who built the foundation you stand on. And I can destroy it just as easily. The WWE Universe is now split. Some fans believe Seth is absolutely right to call out Roman's hypocrisy. After years of watching Roman manipulate and control everyone around him, seeing him get a taste of his own medicine feels like justice. Other fans think Seth is being a vulture, attacking a man when he's already down and dealing with family turmoil. What side are you on? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this debate is heating up across the entire wrestling community. And here's what makes this whole situation even more explosive. Vision's betrayal has created a power vacuum at the top of WWE. Roman's grip on the championship scene has been loosened. His aura of invincibility has been shattered, and into that vacuum steps multiple superstars looking to capitalize. Seth Rollins is just the first one to publicly throw his name into the mix, but you can bet that others are watching, waiting, and preparing to strike. This is the beginning of a new era. The bloodline era, as we knew it, is over. Roman will never be the same tribal chief he was before Vision's betrayal. The trust is broken. The family is fractured, and the entire WWE landscape is about to shift dramatically. Seth Rollins recognizes this. He sees the opportunity, and he's making sure that when the dust settles, his name is at the top of the list of challengers ready to face whoever emerges from the bloodline civil war. So here's my final trivia question for all of you. If WWE books Seth Rollins vs Roman Reigns one more time, who do you think should win? Should Roman prove he's still the top dog despite everything that's happened? Or should Seth finally get his moment to stand over Roman and prove that the architect is better than the tribal chief? Your answer in the comments could predict the future of WWE. The message Seth Rollins sent is more than just words. It's a declaration of intent. It's a reminder of history, and it's a promise of what's to come. Roman Reigns will respond. That's not a question. It's a guarantee. But when he does, he'll be facing a version of Seth Rollins who is motivated, focused, and hungry to prove that he's been the better man all along. This story is far from over. In fact, it's just beginning. The bloodline is crumbling. Seth Rollins is rising. And somewhere in the middle of all this chaos, Roman Reigns is planning his comeback. The question is, when he returns, will he be strong enough to handle both Vision's betrayal and Seth's challenge? Or will this be the moment that finally breaks the tribal chief? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments. Tell us what you think about Seth's message. Tell us who you think will come out on top in this war. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Wrestling Zone Insider, and hit that bell icon because we'll be covering every single development in this story as it unfolds. This is the biggest storyline in WWE right now, and you don't want to miss a single moment. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.